Hi, and welcome to Shrewsbury Senior News. I wanted to be able to provide you a little information about some of the things that are going on at the Senior Center in the month of February. Starting with Representative Hannah Kane has office hours there on the 25th from 9 to 10, and Senator Michael Moore is going to be there actually March 4th tentatively. Just call for details if you'd like to see either Hannah Kane or Mike Moore. That's, I think, a great service to be able to make contact with your state rep or state senator. The AARP Tax Assistance Program, I think, is a wonderful help for anybody who is looking to do your taxes, and you better be. Just call the Senior Center to make appointments for free tax help at a specific time, and they'll be able to help you, and you'll be able to get your taxes done, or at least some assistance with getting your taxes done at the Senior Center. The Memory Cafe, the second and fourth Friday of every month from 11 to 1. This is a terrific program for anybody who's dealing with memory loss and their caregivers. And I think the caregivers, this is a great resource for caregivers. And it's a lunch, a social time, and usually a little program. And it's free. Again, just call the Senior Center to set up an appointment, tell them that you're coming so they can provide enough lunches. But this is a great program, again, for the person who's suffering with memory losses or caregivers. Free legal clinic, Friday from 9 to noon on February 12th. And again, you just need to call the Senior Center to set up your appointment with them, but that's a big help. There's a Friends program, which is a great social time, and that is February 19th at 1 o'clock. Again, music and refreshments. You don't need an appointment to go to this. Just plan on dropping in and having a good time with some of your neighbors. On the 21st, something near and dear to my heart, from 2 to 7, the Red Cross will have a blood drive at the Senior Center. And right now, there's a critical shortage of blood. It's been a really tough winter. There have been a number of disasters, and they could really use your help. The Medicare Patrol, and this is something I think is really interesting, February 28th at 2:30, Senior Medicare Patrol program, which is an actual program. It's designed to help people not get sucked into scams around Medicare, and there are a lot of them. So if you'd like to come and learn to avoid some of the scams that if you're on Medicare or thinking of going on Medicare, this is an important program, and I heartily recommend it. Walter Rice runs a number of grief and loss groups ongoing at the Senior Center, and I think that's a really important note to make every month when we give this report, because I think that's something, a resource for anybody who's going through any sort of loss, and would highly recommend that. And lastly, the Friends Group is one of their fundraisers this year is a cookbook, and they're looking for recipes. So anybody who has a good recipe, has to be a good recipe, particularly a family recipe, please bring that to the Senior Center, or you can email it, and I want to get it right. It's harveygclaremont@hotmail.com. We'll give you that information along the bottom of the screen, or you can get that on the Senior Center's website or at the Senior Center. So lots going on. Just drop into the Senior Center and take advantage of these and many other programs during the month of February. And we'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm here today with Kristen Las, the Assistant Town Manager for the town of Shrewsbury. And you are involved in heading up the effort to do a strategic plan for the town, if I understand correctly what's going on. What are you trying to accomplish? What's the town trying to accomplish with a strategic plan?
Sure. So I'll clarify a little bit. The strategic plan is for the Council on Aging.
Okay.
So that's the Shrewsbury Senior Center,
Right.
and the programs that the Senior Center runs both in the building and outside of the building.
Okay.
So that's really what we're working on. A strategic plan really is a document where the COA board members and the staff put together with input from the community members, primarily seniors because they have the stake, of where they want to see the senior center in the next 5 years. So looking at things like what programs do they want to enhance, what transportation functions do they want to enhance, what building functions, and the like. The senior center has done strategic plans over the past, and so they're really due for an update. They're done about every 5 years.
Oh, okay. So that's, I was going to ask you how long it's been since the last one, and something between 3 and 5 years. When I've done strategic plans for organizations, that's what I like to look at, because anything outside of that is pretty much just a guess.
Correct. Correct, yes.
So you're looking at all those, so you're working with people from the Council on Aging and the Senior Center to develop a direction of where they want to take different programs. Transportation's a big one, I would think.
Right, so the Senior Center started in 2016 with issuing some surveys to the community members about what people like or don't like or would like to see at the Senior Center. Then the COA board and the director hired a consultant to come in and do what's called a SWOT analysis, the strengths and weaknesses, opportunities and threats that they see now. And then the COA board felt that they were completed with the consultant and asked me to come on board to help them kind of finalize the plan, finalize the goals and the objectives and the action items. And transportation is certainly a large component of that.
So where are you now in the completion of the strategic plan?
Sure, so I just met with the COA board January 15th and the staff to talk about, we have a very solid draft plan. We have a draft matrix of our goals and objectives and action items for the next 5 years. And they'll be holding a public forum in at the end of January. This may air after the fact, but we want people of the public to be aware that we are outreaching to the public and collecting feedback. We hope that the COA board adopts the plan around March timeframe and then moves forward with specific work plans in terms of marketing and technology and transportation and the like.
Okay, great. Yeah, there's a lot to do. To do a plan like this is actually a lot of work and takes a lot of thought. And you get transportation technology, which is a big thing now, I would think, for the senior center and any organization now.
Correct.
That's great. It involves a lot of people, which I think is really good.
Yes.
You know, you've got the board people, you've got the staff. Town people can still have some input.
Absolutely. I mean, I always say that a strategic plan is a living document. You publish the plan on a date, but you're always working towards those action items and those goals, and you need to update the plan every 6 or 10 months or 12 months and move forward. And we're always looking for input, what's working, what's not working. We look at it from budgeting standpoint. So how much do we go to the finance committee to ask for a specific purchase? And you use that plan to detail those efforts.
So the strategic plan includes capital improvements or vehicle purchases, or as well as ongoing staff and building needs.
And programs, correct. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, great. As Assistant Town Manager, what else do you do?
So I oversee the Council on Aging, the Veteran Services District, which we share with Northborough, Westborough, and Grafton. Okay. I oversee the Building Inspector Department, the Health Department, and the Planning and Economic Development Department. Oh, okay. And then within the Town Manager's office, I manage our general insurance program, and then any day-to-day things that come and go that the manager and I are working on in terms of special projects. So
you keep busy.
I do.
Like you keep busy.
It's a fascinating job. I enjoy it very much.
I would think you'd get to work with a lot of different people, and your economic development, it's a whole other show we'll do sometime. But
sure, love to.
That's a big thing here in Shrewsbury, everywhere.
Yes,
now.
yes.
I mean, to plan like that is organizations and communities that don't plan really lose out on not having a direction, I think, and you lose out on opportunities. You see nothing but disasters coming out of it. Right. I'm a big planning nut.
I am as well. I went to school for planning, so I'm a planner at heart, for sure.
Well, that's great.
Yes.
That's great. Well, thank you very much for joining us today, and we'll have you back and we'll talk about economic planning sometime soon.
I'd be happy to be on your show again. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
All right.
And we'll be right back. Well, hello there. Want to welcome Steve Messineo and Julie LeBlanc from All Access in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. It's a new year. Everybody, all of us, have made resolutions to get healthier and lose weight and work off some of what we gained last year. And we want to learn how to do that in a safe way and a fun way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And wanted to bring the two of you here today to show us a little bit, a few examples of how to do that.
Great. Well, I'd like to say thank you for having us. One thing I'd like to tell people who are watching is that we recommend that if you are starting an exercise program and you're not sure if the exercises are right or you can do them based on your physical condition, it's always great to see a physical therapist, get a quick examination, because what we do is get people back to doing the things they want to do safely, like what this whole segment's about. And we can do it by actually getting to know them, getting to know if they have any previous injuries or conditions that they need to be careful about so they don't further injure themselves. And so that's the value of working with a therapist, especially as you're getting started in a new program in the new year here. So
Sure.
So yeah.
That is really important. You just can't jump into something and think, okay, 20 years ago I was able to do this, and I should be able to do it.
Exactly.
Life doesn't work that way. All right, so you want to show us, take a couple of minutes and just show us a couple of exercises,
we're gonna-
maybe for people starting off.
We have 4 exercises, and Julie's going to help demonstrate. So why don't we start with bridges? Does that sound
Sure.
good? All right,
Yep.
great. So this exercise is pretty straightforward, and it's a great exercise for back, glutes, getting your core working. So Julia's going to lie with her knee bent, flat, maybe just engage her stomach a little bit, and she's just going to lift her bottom off the mat, off the floor. And generally we recommend to hold that exercise count for about 5 seconds or so, and then bring it back down nice and slowly. And you can do anywhere of 15 to 20 reps, 10 reps if you're just starting out and you're not sure if you can tolerate the higher reps, but your body will tell you. If you feel like you're getting fatigued, it's a good time to stop. But it's a pretty easy exercise. It's great for initiating core muscles and getting them ready for some more advanced exercises as you get into more advanced exercise programs. All right, so we're going to show them planks, right? So a plank is a great exercise, and we're going to demonstrate a regular plank as well as a modified plank for those who are just starting out. So basically what you're going to do here is you're going to start on your hands and knees, lift your bottom off the mat, and basically she's on her elbows here. And really, the idea here is to engage the abdominals, engage the core muscles, and hold this position for a count of 5 to 10 seconds, and then you can relax. And you can do 10 to 15 repetitions. It's a great exercise for, again, engaging the core, building core stability, which is very important for everything we do in our lives. And Julia's doing a regular body plank. We can modify this for people who are new and maybe this is too intense. And so what we do is have her go on her knees and hold there, which is a little bit easier to do, but you're still getting the same muscle groups working here. Cool. All right, and so this next exercise is more for upper back musculature and the arms. So Julia has a stretchy band. You can get a resistance band. You can find these in most stores. And basically what she's going to do is her arm's going to go out straight. She's going to pull the band across her chest and engage the muscles in her upper back. Again, now we're working on upper back and arm muscles. Very important for, again, all the different functional activities we do. And this is a good starting point exercise for people who haven't done a lot of resistance training for their upper body. Now you can do this exercise not only lying on your back, which is easier, but if you feel like you're strong enough, you can certainly stand up and do it in standing. Again, just pulling that band across your chest with your arms straight. And so the last exercise we're going to demonstrate today is squats. And people squat all the time to pick up things off the ground. Squats are very important because we want to use our legs, especially when we're going to pick stuff up off the ground. We'd rather use our leg muscles than our back muscles. So it's great squats are a great exercise to keep those muscles functioning for you for everything you do on a regular basis. So go ahead, Julie. So as you can see, she's sitting back. Her knees are not going over her toes, but she's sitting back into the squat. And what you should be doing is engaging your core a little bit as you do. Hold for a count of 3 to 5 seconds, and then just stand up. Now, as you get stronger, you can add weights to this particular exercise. But for you just starting out, just doing a basic squat without any weights is very appropriate and still very beneficial.
That's great. One thing that we do want to talk about, because you hear it sometimes, pain is not a great indicator that you're doing what you should be doing. Am I correct in that? I mean,
Yeah.
People go overboard on that. Oh, it's supposed to hurt. Not so much.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, look, there's common muscle soreness if you're doing exercise and you're doing a really vigorous exercise program. But if you're having pain, like pain that is sharp or overly achy or intense enough that you're like, wait a second, this shouldn't be happening, then you're better off not doing the exercise. And you're actually better off seeing a professional like us to discuss what's going on, address the problem, get it fixed, so that you can get back to doing those exercises pain-free. Really, exercising should be a point where you're setting yourself up for pain, because they only do more damage in the long
Because
term.
you hear the, no pain, no gain. Well, that's not true.
Yeah, no.
Great. Well, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming, and
Thank you.
appreciate your hard work here today. And we'll be right back. Hi, I'm here with Bill Riordan, Tai Chi instructor in the area. You teach some classes at Shrewsbury Senior Center, at the Y, at the Beale School, correct? And been doing this for a while?
For quite a while, 26 years.
That's great. Tell everybody a little bit more about Tai Chi. What is Tai Chi exactly?
Tai Chi is fundamentally a martial art that people do for health and relaxation. We don't emphasize the martial arts part of it, but if you go back to when did gunpowder come in? 400 years ago or so. Well, Tai Chi was already going on for a number of hundred years before that. But when gunpowder came in, people kept doing Tai Chi for health, because it got people stronger. It built the leg muscles, was very good for range of motion. So
And that's
even
what it
though
is, right? Kind of a low impact kind of martial arts.
it's low impact, and it isn't just exercise based on a martial art. It is a martial art in its own right. In fact, the full name of Tai Chi is Tai Chi Chuan. Tai Chi Chuan, which literally translated means grand ultimate martial arts. In other words, it was considered like the top martial art to do. But it takes such a long time to really catch on to how to use it, that if you really need to do self-protection, self-preservation, you're better off doing Kung Fu or karate.
Okay.
So Tai Chi is really meant for today's generation who needs some activity, which is also good for your brain, because
Sure.
it's not really easy to learn. And so the benefits of Tai Chi, besides building, you have to use your quads, the big muscles, but you also have to use the entire body. And in comparison to yoga, you learn something. You learn to do a move by listening to the teacher, and the teacher will say, well, sit down on the floor, pull up your knees, put one leg over here, put the two arms on this side, look over your left shoulder, now hold it. Tai Chi is nothing like that, because the whole thing is moving. To teach, I have to teach one arm at a time and say this arm goes back as this arm goes down, as this leg goes out, and then turn around and push the other hand out.
Sure.
So you're seeing, the new person is seeing something like, trying to see it all at once, but can't. Compared to yoga, which you're taught one leg, one arm, one elbow at a time. So
Sure.
they're really, really different.
Well, that's great. People of all ages can do Tai Chi, correct? I mean, you're a young 82 years old, if I'm correct?
And
That's great. That's great. So this does fit into a lot of lifestyles.
yeah, yoga and Tai Chi, one isn't better than the other. The goals are similar, which is strength, stretching, range of motion, health, breathing. They're all similar. How you get there is quite a bit different.
Well, we're going to ask you to do a short demonstration for us, and I think that will say 1,000 more, better than 1,000 words. We'll be better off showing people exactly some of the moves, and let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that. Keep in mind while I'm doing it that there are a series of forms. They're all connected, and each one is a martial arts application. And while I say it's a martial art, we don't emphasize the martial arts aspect. We emphasize the flow, movements, getting the hands right, maintaining balance. You're going to exercise balance throughout the whole form.
All right, great.
So-
Well, let's do that. Let's show everybody. Well, that was great. Thank you very much for showing us. Now, that's the 24 Yang
Yang style.
style. For more information, people can reach you through the Senior Center
Right, that's easiest.
here in Shrewsbury. That's great. Well, thank you so much.